improve better access to provinces of La Union, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, and neighboring areas. No? So there will be a lot of opportunities that will be generated, particularly employment opportunities will be generated. Can you imagine you can go to your favorite surfing capital in the north, because this is a highway that, where it is, not where the end of that current highway now, right? It's in Rosario, no? From Rosario, you'll have another 59 kilometers of similar highway, good quality highway, to bring you to San Juan, where is the surfing capital, right? In the north. So the end point there is San Juan, and then in the future, the plan is to bring all that expressway all the way to the Ilocos, further north, to Vigan, to Lawag.
Okay, Raquel Bayan, Radio Pilipinas.
Sir, you mentioned 194 projects po sa ilalim ng Build Better More, and then 68 po yung ongoing, 9 po yung waiting for government approval, or we're expecting po na ma-aprobahan po ito bago yung SONA po ng Pangulo.
Yes. All those 194 projects will have to be either completed or largely completed during the term of this administration. Many of this, or some of this, will spill into the next administration. Just like all these previous other projects, that those projects that I mentioned that will be completed this year and next, those projects were started during the previous administrations. So it has to be like that, so that we can completely address the infrastructure deficits in the country.
Yung sir, particularly yung 9 projects po waiting for government approval na lang po, you mentioned po kanina. Are we expecting po na ma-aprubahan po before yung SONA po ng Pangulo?
Some of this, yes, because we'll have one more NEDA board meeting before the SONA. So we'll see how our different agencies can complete their work, particularly the vetting and assessment of the projects. This for this TIPLEX extension project was quite fast by our standard, by the country's norm, it's very fast. Similarly with the PRDP, the project that I mentioned, this World Bank funded project, that was quite fast because we monitored closely the execution of the plans. And that's what we promised to the President this afternoon, that we will have a dashboard that we will show where we are at any particular point in time in relation to our baseline. The one that we presented this afternoon is the baseline. And from there, every quarter we'll monitor the progress. And the implementing agencies would have to explain to the President, to us, to the public, to the people, why their projects are delayed, for example.
Okay. Alan Francisco, PTV4.
Hi, Ms. Daphne. Hi, Sec. Magandang hapon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, kung meron man, can you cite some challenges that your department or the government are encountering? Can you cite some challenges that your department or the government are encountering in finalizing these projects that you just mentioned?
Well, some of these have relate to coordination among agencies, because, for example, the preparation of TIPLEX, there are many agencies they have to deal with, the right-of-way, securing the right-of-way, securing the permits, securing, and then the submission of the requirements by the implementing agency so that the NEDA board secretariat can complete its work. Sometimes, or many times in the past, this submission comes in on a piecemeal basis, and so the complete assessment of the project could not be done. And so what we are trying to do now is to have a better coordination among the implementing agencies, and our NEDA Secretariat will create a dashboard. In these ages of new technology, we should be able to clearly identify where the bottlenecks are. And if some agency is really not doing its job, then that agency would have to explain. And that's why we want to have that dashboard for each of these specific projects. 194 projects.
Thank you, sir.
Different topics, sir. RCEP, timing.
Right.
Okay, Ivan Mayrina, GMA 7.
Sir, question on RCEP. I know it's a recent development yung RCEP, pero may nakikita na po ba tayong benefit nito sa economy in general and to the end consumers?
As I mentioned earlier here, the RCEP is a major game changer for us because it provides us improved access to the much bigger markets out there for our own produce. No, we have so much potential for processed products, for example, processed agricultural products, but using the Philippines as the only market will not bring you anywhere, will not bring you far. You need to have a much bigger market for these products. And so this RCEP provides that kind of framework. In fact, the negotiation that we had with China and the other member countries, we got a good deal. So that's one. The other one is the signal that we are sending to the world, that we are ready for business. Our rules with respect to trade, with respect to customs, with respect to labor, etc., are in conformity with global practices, so that the cost of doing business with the Philippines is not going to be disproportionately higher than what they would bear with our competitors or with the competing countries, no? So by just being a member, the potentials grow, and so especially for investment, and that's in fact would be the much greater benefits when investments come in, because our investment climate, is now comparable to those more advanced than us.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sir, related point, yung iba hong mga produkto natin, meron tayong glut sa ngayon. For example, yung mga kalabasa po natin sumusobra. Makakatulong ko kaya ang RCEP para hindi tayo magkaroon ng surplus at may export natin ito at hindi nalulugi yung mga magsasaka at nasisira yung mga pananim?
Precisely, yeah. That's because, as that said, the local market is just not enough to, market for our produce, no? Especially if we want to raise the prices for this, so that farmers can get more returns for their produce, no? But we need to comply with international standards. No, there's certain standards at the export markets and the markets outside us, in terms of quality, in terms of certain diseases. There's so much that we have to do. We have to improve our packaging, for example. We have to improve our standards with respect to canning or processing. That is what I believe will be, the source of the bigger benefits. Of course, this will not come overnight. I mean, those benefits do not show up overnight, but we have to start, doing the work now. And I think by becoming a part of the RCEP, that put, a pressure on us to shape up. Otherwise, we lose the competition.
Thank you, Secretary.
Okay, Alan Francisco again, PTV4.
Sir, other topic ko pahabol lang. Just early today, President Marcos led the launching of the eGovPH Super App, and he mentioned that eventually that app would help our economy. So can we get your reaction on that, sir?
Yeah, I think the app will simplify greatly transactions with government. Just even transacting among government agencies, it's already a big challenge, no? But by forcing us to have a common platform, then it will be easier for us to communicate among the different agencies. Better, the public will have a better way of experiencing public service, no? So if they can reduce their cost of transacting with government, because you have an efficient app platforms for transacting with the government. You don't have to travel. If you are from Bulacan, you don't have to go to Makati or to Pasig to just to transact with an agency. If you don't, things like that. So I think, and that's the world that we are in now. The rest of the many countries are moving fast with the digitalization, and they have really no choice but to catch up. So if you look at the Global Innovation Index, for example, it's quite a challenge. We are not the worst, but we are not among the best also at the moment, no? But now that we are getting our hands, all these agencies working now together, we should be able to lift up, improve our standing in the global innovation. And that's also another, digitalization is a very important component of that innovation drive.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Jonel Marie Bohok, UNTV.
Sir, about inflation, are we still on track dun sa forecast natin na babagal ang inflation for this year?
I think we are. Yeah, we will announce that next week. But yeah, I think that casually, as we observe the movements of prices recently, I do believe that we are on the downtrend. We are continuing with the downtrend, but we'll know the number I think on Tuesday next week.
Sir, may figure ba?
merong embargo period.
Stay tuned.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mervin Vince Lopez.
Sir, other topics din, sir. Sa tingin niyo po ba, sir, is pipirmahan ni Pangulong Marcos yung Maharlika na naipasa nito lang po sa Senado? At ano po kaya yung nakikita ninyong workaround para doon po sa absolute prohibition sa pension funds?
The President certified the passage of the Maharlika, no? So, and I think that the amendments or the improvement or the final provisions, we can live with those. I mean, they are in general quite good provisions, especially those that improve the governance of Maharlika, the safeguards and so on. Those are very useful, at least from my point of view, and clarifying what cannot be used and what can be used. I think those are a good. I don't see them as those as a kind of a roadblock to achieving the intention or the objective of the Maharlika.
Okay. I think this ends our press briefing. Thank you very much, Secretary Balisacan, for the updates from NEDA Board, and have a good weekend, Malacañang Press Corps. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.